Have you ever wondered how those super tall cranes get to construction sites? They're too big to drive down the road. In this video, we'll see how cranes travel in pieces on giant trucks, how workers put them together like a puzzle, and how they test everything before lifting anything heavy.
Welcome to Goalie's Pip Academy.
Building a crane on a job site means transporting a giant tower crane in separate pieces, then assembling it like the world's biggest construction toy. Cranes can't arrive built because they're just too enormous. Picture this: early morning, and a convoy of massive trucks rumbles down the highway. Each one carries pieces of a crane: the base, tower sections, the boom, and counterweights. Some pieces weigh as much as several elephants. The base alone weighs around 40,000 pounds. That's like 20 cars stacked together. These special trucks are called low-boy trailers. They sit close to the ground to keep the heavy load stable and prevent tipping. The drivers are experts who plan their routes carefully, avoiding low bridges, narrow streets, and sharp turns. Sometimes they need police escorts. When trucks arrive at the construction site, workers unload enormous steel pieces. Each piece is labeled and numbered, like a massive 3D puzzle. Workers use smaller mobile cranes to unload everything. That's right, they need cranes to build cranes. Okay, pop quiz time. Multiple choice question. How does a crane travel to a construction site? Is it drives itself, in pieces on special trucks, flies by helicopter, or workers carry it? The answer is B. It travels in pieces on special trucks. Those low-boy trailers do all the heavy driving. A fully assembled crane could never travel down a regular road. It would be taller than most bridges.
Hey, you're watching Goalie's Pip Academy, where we teach about science, geography, history, everything about the whole world. If you want to watch these classes with no ads, no distractions, go to getgoalie.com.
Now, here's where things get really cool. First, workers create a super strong concrete foundation and install the crane's base plate, a giant metal platform. This base must be perfectly level, or the whole crane could become unstable. Next, tower sections go up one by one, connected with huge bolts. But how do they add sections when the crane gets too tall? The crane helps build itself. Using a special climbing frame, the hydraulic system pushes itself up so a new section can slide underneath, like the crane is doing a push-up to grow taller. The long arm at the top is called the boom or jib, and on the opposite side sit counterweights, massive concrete blocks that keep the crane balanced like a seesaw. The biggest tower cranes can lift over 40,000 pounds to heights taller than a 60-story building. Round 2. True or false? Workers put the crane together like a puzzle. Is that true or false? The answer is true. Just like a puzzle, every piece has its place, and you can't skip steps. You always start from the bottom and work your way up. Before this giant machine can lift anything, it must pass serious tests. The crane operator sits in a small cabin at the top or controls it from the ground with remotes. First, they do visual inspections, checking every bolt, cable, and weld. They look for anything loose, cracked, or out of place. Steel cables get extra attention because they're under constant stress. If a cable has frayed wires or rust, it gets replaced immediately. Next comes functional testing. The operator powers up the crane and tests each movement separately. Can the trolley roll smoothly? Does the hook go up and down without jerking? Can the crane rotate 360 degrees without weird noises? They test everything at slow speeds first. Then comes the load test. The crew attaches weights to the hook, starting with lighter loads and gradually increasing to make sure the crane handles what it's rated for. They test at different angles and positions because lifting something close to the tower is different from lifting it at the boom's far end. Operators also test all safety systems. Modern cranes have computers that prevent lifting too much weight or extending too far. They test emergency stop buttons too. Here's another wow fact. Crane operators need special licenses and intense training. They must understand physics, weather, and how wind affects the crane. If wind gets too strong, usually over 35 miles per hour, the crane stops working. Final round, multiple choice question. What does the crane operator do before lifting heavy things? Is it takes a lunch break, paints the crane, tests everything for safety, or calls their friends? The answer is C. Tests everything for safety. Safety always comes first, and crane operators are like safety superheroes. Let's recap. 1. Cranes travel in pieces on special lowboy trailers because they're too big to drive fully assembled. 2. Building a crane is like assembling a giant puzzle, with the crane helping to build itself taller. 3. Testing and safety checks are most important. Crane operators make sure everything works perfectly before lifting anything heavy. Those tall apartment buildings, hospitals, and schools were all built with tower cranes. Without them, we couldn't build structures taller than a few stories. Cranes help us reach for the sky. When the job is done, the crane disassembles itself in reverse, lowering its own sections to the ground. Then, all those pieces load back onto trucks and head off to the next construction site. Thanks for joining us. Keep being curious. And remember, every big machine has an incredible story. See you next time, explorers.
My mind is blown! Where can I learn more about these videos? Oh yeah, getgoalie.com. There's no ads, there's no junk, just cool stuff for kids and a dedicated tablet. Check it out, getgoalie.com.